are you?
I am no one. Many.
Are you Damien Karras?
You haven't any medical records for him, have you? No tedious fingerprints.
Are you Karras?
I am the Gemini Killer, James Veneman.
The Gemini's dead.
No, not quite. Remember Karen? Little ribbons in her hair. Yellow ribbons. I killed her. After all, it was inevitable, wasn't it? A divinity shapes our ends and all that. I picked her up in Richmond, and then I dropped her off at the city dump. Some of her. Some of her I kept. I'm a saver. Pretty dress she was wearing. Little peasant blouse, pink and white ruffles. I still hear from her occasionally, screaming. I think the dead should shut up unless there's something to say. I also killed the black boy by the river. And the priests. Oh yes, their names began with a K. That monicum at least I was able to insist upon. You see, they were off my beaten track. I kill at random. That's the thrill of it. No motive. That's the fun. The black boy and the priests were different. I was obliged to settle the score on behalf of, well, a friend.
What friend?
A friend over there, on the other side. One needs friends. There is suffering there. They can be cruel.
Who is they?
Never mind. I cannot tell you, it's forbidden. I do that rather well, don't you think? Well, why not, after all? I've been taught by the master.
Who is that?
The one. There is only one. Incidentally, who is this Damien you mentioned?
Don't you know?
I know nothing. Except I must go on killing Daddy. I must shame him. Are they calling these Gemini killings in the papers? You must get them to do that, Lieutenant. It's important.
The Gemini is dead.
No, I am not. I'm alive. I go on. I breathe. Look at me. Look at me. And tell me what you see.
I see a man who looks like Damien Karras.
If you looked with the eyes of faith, you'd see me.
What the hell are you talking about?
Your blindness. Tell the press that I am the Gemini Lieutenant, or I will punish you.
Punish me?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Do you dance?
What do you mean?
Gloria, placet honor, tibi sit, rex Christe,
I like plays. The good ones. Shakespeare. I like Titus Andronicus the best. It's sweet. Incidentally, did you know that you are talking to an artist? I sometimes do special things to my victims, things that are creative. Of course, it takes knowledge, pride in your work. For example, a decapitated head can continue to see for approximately 20 seconds. So when I have one that's cocking, I always hold it up so that it can see its body. It's a little extra I throw in for no added charge. I must admit, it makes me chuckle every time. Life is fun. It's a wonderful life, in fact, for some. It's too bad about poor Father Dyer. I killed him, you know. An interesting problem, but finally it worked. First, a bit of the old succinylcholine choline to permit one to work without annoying distractions. Then a 3-foot catheter threaded directly into the inferior vena cava or the superior vena cava. It's a matter of taste. Then the tube moves through the vein under the crease of the arm, into the vein that leads into the heart. Then you just hold up the legs and you squeeze the blood manually into the tube from the arms and the legs. There's shaking and pounding at the end for the dreads. It isn't perfect. There's a little blood left, I'm afraid, but regardless, the overall effect is astonishing. Isn't that really what counts in the end? Yes, of course. Good showbiz, Lieutenant. The effect. And then off comes the head without spilling one single drop of blood. Now I call that showmanship, Lieutenant. And of course, no one notices. Pearls before. Oh, a few boos from the gallery, I see. That's all right. I understand. I've been dull. Well, I shall liven things up for you a bit, Lieutenant. The master is throwing me a scrap from his table. A little reward for faithful service. Something fun. Something random. Something my way. Good night, moon. Good night, air. Good night, Amy. Telling her beads. Her beads.